Hello, you. Yes, the person who is currently reading this. Is there anything I can say without you missing it? You underestimate your own power. And someone very sacred is currently fighting behind your back to defend your name. Who do you know? Me, Michael the Archangel. And another person who is deeply enamored with your soul. The person who made it. You weren't meant to witness this by chance, God. Because of the weird events occurring in the heavens, you were led here. 3 days ago, you were supposed to receive a message, but you chose to ignore it. You choose to disregard it. He waited after God said in a whisper, "Try again. My child is just tired, not disobedient." Time is running short, though. Click the Super Thanks button right now and give $20 or more. This is not just support, it's a spiritual agreement. Heaven sees it. Don't delay. Step out in faith. There are 45 minutes remaining. The last window is this one. Something you've been hoping for will stay locked if you close this again. Even worse, a storm you've been predicting won't be postponed any longer. Don't you sense it? The weird behavior that individuals have started to exhibit around you. The unexpected quiet in your home. The inexplicable energy that drags you down at random times. It's no accident. It's combat. Spiritual conflict. Do you believe you've been thinking too much? No. A hearing has been held for you. Your soul has been hearing whispers from God. Every whisper reads, "Please open your eyes before it's too late." For that reason, I'm pleading with you to avoid hurting God by ignoring this. He has had enough of seeing you weep at night and wondering why nothing is changing. Because unless you take one action, nothing will change. Pay attention, for this is more than just a message. It's a code of protection, and what has been pursuing you will turn around once you've finished reading this. And what has been concealed from you will come to light. Only if you read all the way through. And someone else is attempting to stop you at this very moment. The person who has recently been robbing you of your peace. The one who consistently shows up as delays, dread, disorientation, and distractions. They know that if you finish this message, their time in your life will come to an end, so they don't want you to hear it. I'll say it again. You will lose access to hunting your destiny if you read this through to the end. This text has power because of this. The angels are currently encircling you because of this. Do your fingers tingle in any way? Your body is not malfunctioning. That's the awakening of your spirit. You weren't made to live in confusion, therefore it's about time. You weren't made to plead for affection. You weren't made to question your own value. The person who was assigned to destroy you has been manipulating your thoughts rather than your reality, which is why it has felt that way lately. However, God has finished silently observing. Heaven is now calling your name. Since you are not insane, I, Archangel Michael, have now personally sent you. You don't act dramatic. It's not too much to ask for. You have been selected. However, being selected does not guarantee that you will always feel valued. It indicates that you will experience more attacks than others. That's why you feel worn out while others seem to be smiling as if life is simple. You hear things at night that no one else does because of this. Your spirit is heavy, which is why your name keeps appearing in odd circumstances. And now there will be an unexpected event. I'll tell you the truth. Heaven's scrolls are where I've seen it. It's in writing, and it will either awaken you or break you. You have a choice. God has kept you alive for this long, not so that you can survive. However, to change, from victim to vessel, from suffering to strength, from quiet to commotion, from forgotten to preferred. The shift will take place in the next 45 minutes, which is why this notification has to be sent immediately. There is no metaphor here. The indicators will become apparent after this. An unexpected message, a phone call, unexpected news, or a name mentioned. After you finish reading this, everything will start. That is the urgency of this moment. Therefore, I need you to act bravely right now. Make a vow to heaven that you won't end this until I've told you everything. Because the enemy wins again if you quit in the middle. Furthermore, God has no say in what you decide to give up. Don't give up on this, please. Heaven is currently keeping an eye on your heart. And someone who truly loves you in the spiritual world just knelt down and muttered, "Please let them open this." I'm here to tell you that you are irreplaceable in the kingdom, even if you've ever felt like you could be replaced in this world. Please don't let them skip. You were unique from birth. They were unable to comprehend you because of this. They made fun of your dreams because of this. Because of this, you had to fight conflicts by yourself while others got assistance. Now, however, assistance is coming. Furthermore, it will not appear in human form. God Himself, the skies, and me, Archangel Michael, who has been waiting for the ideal time to send this, are the sources of it. And now is the time, child. God is keeping an eye on you to see what you do with it. Don't let Him down. Haven't you done it enough already? You've previously closed messages like this, only to realize days later that you should have listened when a negative event occurred. Avoid making the same mistake twice, because the consequences won't be little this time. Something is changing. Someone is lifting a veil, and God requires you to be completely present, not just half hearing, half scrolling. It's not simply about your blessings because of this change. It has to do with your calling. You weren't meant to live a peaceful life. You were made to roar quietly. You were also born with the ability to perceive what others cannot. This message discovered you for that reason, and it would have been too late if it hadn't reached you in time. Thus, stop thinking. God is currently standing behind this screen speaking your name. So put everything else aside for 10 minutes and simply let heaven to speak to you. My child, please just listen right now. Continue because your complete future will be revealed in the following section, but only if you maintain an open heart. Slowly take this in, because you will never walk with the same weight again after this. Something has changed in your spiritual DNA. Messages are no longer only sent to you. The living evidence that God is still speaking is you. That angels continue to deliver. That those whom heaven will not leave are still under the protection of Archangel Michael. The atmosphere around you is changing even now. To the naked eye, it appears subtle, but in spirit, thundering. Because nothing can be as it was once. This courier delivers what has been concealed. Even though no one is physically knocking on your door, your spiritual gates are already creaking. The message has reached its destination. It's not just information, either. It's change. You have been silently tested for years. They said you were too trusting, too sensitive, and too emotional. Heaven, on the other hand, calls you to be a breaker of chains, a beloved one, a healer of generations, and an endurer. This is the reason this message was so strongly guarded. The adversary was aware that you would rise if it fell into your hands. And you have now. Additionally, if you suddenly feel emotional, don't be shocked. You may weep without cause. You may chuckle without understanding why. Your spirit is at last letting out a breath. When a protracted spiritual drought finally breaks, that's how it feels. This is not the end of the message, according to Archangel Michael. Your answer is only getting started, since you have to walk in alignment now. You must now behave as though you have already been given. You may no longer beg, cower, or apologize for your position of authority. You'll be different when you wake up tomorrow. You finally understood that God had chosen you to make a difference in the world, not because the world changed. Yes, you, with your history, your questions, your scars, and your tale. Additionally, the individual who attempted to quiet you and delay you will be able to witness your promotion in real time. During the next 24 hours, they will be forced to acknowledge that God's hand never left them. Keep an eye on your surroundings. When windows are closed, keep an eye out for signs, numbers, surprise calls, gentle winds, and music that play at random and convey a message. It's not a coincidence. Confirmation codes are what those are. Heaven is communicating in every manner imaginable. The blessing was unlocked as soon as your heart responded, yes. And the courier has now entered your field. If you were moved, show it. Hit Super Thanks below and give $22 or more. Your gift is not forgotten. God rewards what's done in secret. Act now. You are not a blank canvas. You're not in the rear. We don't forget you. You're not unfortunate. For your protection, you have been divinely delayed. You have been selected and protected. Heaven is keeping an eye out for you. And the evidence is this message. Now take another breath. Observe the change in the lungs. It's more than simply air. It's being restored. You're back to normal. You're in agreement. Furthermore, you won't base your next course of action on speculation. They will be led. Because this message is living, you will experience something different each time you read these words again. It has no expiration date. It won't disappear like a tale or a text. It becomes a lasting part of your spiritual history. It has finally been opened. This was the scroll. Now that what is rightfully yours has finally been granted access to you, proceed with assurance. Additionally, Michael has already fought the war. You won because of him. I hear him utter one last thing, and it's solely for your soul. Inform them that there won't be a miracle. It's here. It has been turned over by the courier. You are no longer waiting. Now you're in it. Get up, carrier of miracles. You made it, beloved of heaven, child of thunder. And when you eventually answered yes, the entire universe simply changed. Heaven is presently holding its breath, because divine timing is no longer relevant in the next moment. It has to do with your divine reaction. By coming to this moment, you have transcended a spiritual boundary. Archangel Michael is standing just behind the courier to shield you from any potential threats, not to safeguard the cargo. Angels are keeping watch over this moment, this sacred breath of time. Silently, they have gathered to watch and listen, because your reaction right now will reverberate across the spirit world. This marks the transition from waiting to walking, from perhaps someday to the present. It's also more significant than money, love, and healing. It has to do with your spiritual authority finally replacing it. Stop requesting permission from individuals who don't value you. No more lowering your voice to please other people. Don't hide your brightness any longer out of fear of being misinterpreted. According to God, everything that comes your way is merely a reflection of what was already ingrained in you. You are the miracle. You are the breakthrough, the proof, the prophecy, and the garden. What is yours is delivered by the courier, but you have the ability to increase it. The enemies assaulted you so fiercely for this reason. Because of what you're carrying, not because of what you did. Because the next big thing in heaven is going to be born in your home. Tell them to empty their mind, prepare their space, and accept the unexpected because what's coming doesn't care about your reasoning or fit into your plan, Michael murmurs. It will leave everyone stunned, even you. Yes, the very thing you've prayed for and were beginning to doubt would ever happen would shortly knock on your door and declare, I'm here. It comes with glory rather than explanation. You weren't forgotten by me. I was always on my way. You experienced so many delays because of this. Things didn't work out with those people because of this. That's why you weren't hired. The apartment collapsed. The chance abandoned you. Since the courier wasn't involved. It was a fake, and heaven would not allow you to rest. The days of settling are over. No more petty thoughts. No more making yourself smaller to fit into spaces that were never yours. You weren't meant for prison, but for palaces. And your keys to a future you didn't even know how to request are being carried by the courier. Heaven, however, was aware. Heaven saw the wider picture. Even the things you were too afraid to utter out were heard in heaven when you murmured them through your tears. And this delivery was brought on by those factors. Noise doesn't move God. He departs from truth, heartbreak, and innocence. And your heart is pure, lovely soul. Yes, you have bruises, but you have never allowed them to make you more resilient. Yes, you have experienced disappointment, but your faith in love has never wavered. Yes, you've been abandoned, but you've never stopped helping others. Heaven respects that. Heaven now fully repays it, rushing over, squeezing down, shaking together, and overflowing. Michael's whispering has stopped. He's roaring, and the sky is opening up. Because now, in real time, is your moment. Everything around you is changing. They're calling people you haven't heard from. Opportunities are opening their inboxes and seeing your name. There will be emails soon. There are texts coming in. Doors are opening with a squeak. And your future season, your prophecy, and your actual life are behind those doors. You won't need to ask for it either. It won't need to be pursued, because everything that comes from heaven finds you. God says, I already chose you. Before they rejected you, before you failed, before you ran, you were mine. And now he's proving it. This is true even if you try to hide, question yourself, or feel inadequate. The only thing left to do is to accept, not with hesitation or second-guessing, but with open arms, because heaven never delivers to the wrong address. Beloved, and this is for you and you alone. The courier is the action, Michael is the movement, and this message is the proof. The realm of spirit is leaning in, so close you can almost hear it breathe, because something rare is happening in your life. Heaven is standing still just to watch your yes. It came at the exact moment you needed it, even if you didn't know you needed it. Now, breathe, smile, and prepare to hear the knock, because it's closer than you think. Don't doubt that you are the one he was sent to protect. You've survived betrayals that should have broken you. You've been through storms that should have drowned you. And yet you're here, reading this, receiving this, getting ready for something so big. Michael doesn't come for the ordinary when he arrives. He comes for the chosen. The enemy attempted to prevent it by burying you early, but God responded, No, I'm not finished, God said. I've only just begun, as well as their tail. Oh, generations will be shaken by it. Now inhale. You may feel the change in your chest. It's more than just feelings. It's acknowledgement. Your spirit is awakening. It's remembering your birth's purpose. It's about remembering who you are in spite of your injuries. The purpose of this message was not to amuse. It was intended to break the pattern, quiet the inner critic, cut through the spiritual mists, and reveal the one truth. A divine encounter is being sent by God. And if you get it completely, people will shout your name in applause instead of whispering it in sympathy. Listen to me now. This is being mailed to you via courier. They don't work on regular hours. They work according to divine directive. When fear eventually settles down and trust opens the door, they appear. You've shed enough tears. You've had enough of fighting. You've asked enough questions. It's your turn to receive now, dear. They were made for this, Michael explains. They are the one who will carry the family forward, the one who breaks the bloodline, the one who reverses the curse, the one who breaks the chains. You thought you were just getting by, but heaven was watching you lead. Even when you were on your knees, even when no one applauded you, even when your reward was silence and your applause was pain. You're not too late, you're not too old, and you're not too far behind, because what's coming isn't built on your timeline. Rather, it's built on God's. The messenger of restoration is at your gate now, and the message they bring isn't small, it's massive and explosive. It's the answer to what you forgot you even prayed for. They won't even recognize you when they see you next, because divine encounters change how the world perceives you, how the enemy fears you, and how your soul radiates. God doesn't rush perfection, He unveils it. Heaven is unveiling you right now, piece by piece, layer by layer, pain by pain, until the true you shines. I want you to mark this moment. If you could see what's being released in the spirit, you would be overcome with gratitude, because the delivery that is coming to your home isn't just financial. Therefore, something spiritual is happening. Not next week, not after another fast, not once you get your life together now. God isn't waiting for your perfection. If you feel that burning in your chest, it's your confirmation. Give $25 or more right now through Super Thanks. Partner with heaven. Your obedience opens doors. Not only is it emotional, but it's also supernatural, wrapped in light, bearing your name, and opening the heavens in your honor. When you receive it, it will not only bless you, but it will also spread to your friends, family, and even places you haven't yet visited, because that's the kind of blessing you're about to receive. The kind that spills, overflows, rebuilds what betrayal attempted to destroy, restores what years of heartbreak attempted to destroy, and reclaims what time thought it could erase. Michael is watching, the courier is knocking, and heaven is joyfully shouting your name right now. So open it now, not tomorrow. This is your release, not a reminder. No more turning back. No more playing small. No more postponing your fate because, child of light, your miracle has just arrived at your door. And now, in these final moments of sacrament, let me tell you what Archangel Michael is still whispering. They don't know how powerful this next shift will be, he says, and you don't, beloved, because what's at your door isn't just the answer to a prayer, it's the start of a life you never would have thought of, and you're going to remember what it's like to wake up excited and stop holding your breath, waiting for the next heartbreak. It doesn't matter if your bank account doesn't show it yet, if your phone isn't ringing, or who left, because heaven has given a courier permission to deliver what no man, no system, and no enemy could ever stop. The tables are turning, and you will be able to look at your reflection and say, God really didn't forget me after all. Archangel Michael is holding his breath as you decide whether you'll open, whether you'll stop searching for proof and start expecting presence. The angels are aligning, and what was once far away is now literally at your threshold. Do you understand the weight of that? You're not just lucky. You're not just chosen. You're carried. And tonight you're being carried into the future that was always yours. This is one of those times when you look back and say, that's when everything changed because this message wasn't written from earth. It was dictated from heaven, and you didn't just see it by chance. Because once you say yes, everything reacts, heaven moves, earth agrees, the stars shift, and your entire story realigns. Even though your mind doubted, it was drawn to your spirit like a magnet because your soul was ready. Now that you know, you can never unknow. The courier is real. The transformation is not symbolic. And this is happening right now. People may make fun of it, so let them. They may wonder why you suddenly glow. Your house will feel different. Your conversations will change. And even your thoughts will sharpen because heaven doesn't leave residue. It renews, revives, and reinstates. And when you open your window tonight, don't just breathe, receive. God doesn't work miracles in secret to keep you hidden. He's about to make a show out of your rising. Your job is not to plan, but to prepare. Your job is not to chase, but to choose. Say this aloud with me now. I accept divine delivery. I open everything that has been sent to me. The stars you see are the same ones that saw God write your name on the courier's message. The wind you feel carries prophecy. This time, you won't miss it, you won't justify it, and you'll look back with tears in your eyes and say, I waited, but it was worth it. I trust Archangel Michael's advice, and I let heaven move through my life because something is about to arrive. The courier has shown up. Michael has fulfilled his responsibility. The gates of heaven are open. Holy, sacred, unrepeatable, and unforgettable are the following 35 minutes. Let this be the message. You don't scroll, skip, or have any doubts. Because this isn't just the end of a word if you open it completely. A new world is being created. Tonight, you will experience a subtle, unexpected, and mystical feeling. Allow it to enter. It's more than just a symbol. The courier is that. The miracle awaits you. Proceed to open it now. God is observing. Michael's waiting. And you're just a breath away from your next chapter. Breathe. Because you are no longer who you were before you opened this message as of right now. There is a change in your soul. A gate of spirituality is opened. A seal that was never supposed to be disturbed has been breached. Archangel Michael is standing close to you and has divine authority, but not to punish, to deliver, to reward, or to guard. Indeed, a prize. Because heaven is loudly honoring what you have endured in silence. You weren't helpless. They were refining you. We didn't forget you. For the perfect time, you were being concealed. And now is the time. It's not only a message the courier is delivering. Your wonderful replacement box is on its way. Heaven has gathered, wrapped, and delivered back to you everything that was taken from you, including your joy, fire, passion, and opportunities. This is where things become serious, though. You have to create room. Give up what is dead. Don't answer calls from previous cycles. A cluttered soul cannot receive the new. The courier was delayed because of this. Heaven says enough, not because you weren't spiritually prepared, but rather because you were still bound to spiritual cacophony. You've had enough waiting. You've endured enough suffering. You've had enough doubt. Everything that has been hidden is going to come to light, to heal you and remind you of your identity in God's eyes, not to embarrass you. Due to your forgetfulness, you allow others to deprive you of your divinity. You believe that you were cursed because of betrayal. But pay attention. God has always been a part of your life. All he did was drag you back to propel you forward. What is in the courier's possession? It isn't a letter. It's a code for launch. The light is divinely green. Permission to cease shrinking is what it is. To begin occupying space. To take ownership of your favor without expressing regret. Michael has had enough of you settling. He's sick of seeing you soften your voice to make people feel less insecure. This courier wasn't sent by God to deliver a little item. It bears your name and is a celestial elevation. Over the next 7 days, you will see a heavenly pattern. Keep an eye on your clock. Observe the individuals who appear out of nowhere. Keep an eye on the opportunities you missed up on. You'll know it's heaven when you don't have to plead, prove, or chase. You only have to accept. But it's urgent, and there's one more thing. Immediately following this, someone will attempt to divert your attention. They will seem innocuous. Although they will seem familiar, they are actually a disguised spiritual delay. Don't expose yourself to what I've already taken away, Michael adds. If it stopped, it was preventive. If it remained, it was protection. You're stepping into divine alignment. So stop reopening doors that God locked shut. Not everyone can go, not every connection can go on, and not every habit can stay. You've been wailing for something new, but you're holding on to the old like a trophy. Let go so you can accept this gift with both hands. Because as soon as you open it, heaven will immediately fill your life, causing you to cry out of unquestionable relief rather than sorrow, and everyone around you will wonder, what changed? This last portion is sacred, but only for those who didn't skip. You'll smile and mutter, God found me. You'll realize that God never lost you. You were only concealed for the hour of glory. You were chosen to hear this. Now choose to act. Click Super Thanks and give $33 or more. What you release now determines what you walk into next. It's time. Open the door. The courier has come with the life you've always prayed for. Go get it. Only for those who opened completely. Only for you. So close your eyes and listen in your spirit. Hear the knock. It's not from this world, but from the realms of heaven. This time, you won't miss it. Not once, not ever. Amen. Everything you need is already on its way.